Hi, hi, hello, hello, and welcome again to my channel, to my Substack, wherever it is you are hearing me from. It's been very interesting to start this journey. I have been posting every single day. I don't think most people have the strategy when it comes to content creation, but it's just very easy for me to turn on the camera and to speak my mind when it comes to these little seeds. But rather than seed today, maybe we can have a growing vine. What do you think? I want to try to talk for a little bit more longer than 5 minutes this time. And not only because I want to challenge myself, but because my head is all over the place today, and I want to talk about appearances. So it's not as a whimsical topic today. It's a more I don't think it's a heavy topic either, but regarding appearances, have you ever read the book Unfair Advantages? I greatly recommend that book. If you have ever thought, oh, I am unlucky, oh, why is my product not, as successful as this other product? How did this company made it instantly and whatnot? I think the book Unfair Advantages is a great, great, great way to start seeing things in another light. Maybe do I have it around here? I think I have it in my other bookshelf. So I owe you the author, although I can share maybe. Unfair Advantages book. Just to give you the author, Hassan Kuba. Hassan Kuba. So it's a great book. I'm just going to read the summary from Google for you. So what is the Unfair Advantages book about? Is this book exposes the myth behind startup success and illuminates the real forces at work and how they can be harnessed in your favor. So it's basically talking about, well, maybe you talk like certain people talk to the right person. Maybe certain people in certain projects didn't start actually from zero, how they sometimes tend to talk about. People who are successful usually don't talk about all the things they did in order to be successful, or even do they know in the first place why was a certain thing a success. There are a lot of books, like for example, Marty Kagan's Inspire that I have right here. I think you have seen this book before. There is the Google Sprint, there is Lean Analytics, like there is the Lean Product. Let me see if I have it. Yes, there is the Lean Product Playbook. All of these books, they have success related stories. But I want you to know that these success stories and the things that they did in order to be successful has a special formula unique to them. They had their own stakeholders, they had their own designers, they had a point in time that they launch a product, they had a specific, how to say, process. And you know, they do talk about their formula, but that doesn't mean that if you apply the same formula to you about, for example, the frameworks that they use, or the experiments that they use, that means that you will have immediate success. That doesn't work like that because you still need to put the people. You will not have the same people as them. You will not have the same connections as them. So you need to retweak things, right? You need to rethink and reformulate those formulas and just know that maybe you're going to fail. But with this long parenthesis, yes, this was a parenthesis. Why do I want to talk about appearance? Well, the Unfair Advantage book not that does not only talk about, the product things and the people things. It also talks about how can you discover your own unfair advantage. And one of the in the many unfair advantages people have is their appearance. So why am I interested in this topic and why am I talking about this? Well, I'm not gonna lie, I do want this Substack and my YouTube channel to grow. I do have a promise to myself that I want to create more than what I am consuming from other content creators and from social media. And also, I do want to explore my creativity in many ways. I want to do this podcast more. I want to write more. I want to draw more. I want to paint more. I do want to explore myself in the creative space because I feel that I have been like deprived from my own creativity, which was making me insane. I think insane is a very big word, but I felt a certain level of frustration because I saw many people making and I saw myself behind from making anything at all. So I started, although I started this Substack to in 2022, I never posted anything because I was afraid. I was afraid of failure. I was afraid that I was going to be judged. I was afraid that whatever I put here was not enough for anybody. But with all of these fears aside, even if it's not successful, I do want to keep putting seeds in my digital garden. But I do want to create a community, and I do want to reach out to people that feel identified with the things I put out there in the world. So saying this, I just went through scrolling, and watching to see what was the commonalities between people who have small audiences but still are relevant, or bigger audiences and are, more relevant because of that. And I have noticed something, especially in women, like men too, men that are very attractive, they have a big following, especially those who do thirst trap. And thirst traps, they are their own genre. So of course they're going to be like big in audience. But I have seen a trend with women that, well, not everybody, and maybe I'm biased because of of my own search and the algorithm I am in now in both Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. But I see women being dressed and in a certain way, as well as having either a full face of makeup or a very soft, natural kind of makeup. Like very, what I want to say is that they are very well put together. Like today, I did my makeup to see something happen today. I don't know, like it could be a complete coincidence because I've been posting for the last four, 4 5 days, 4 days, and I've been posting shorts in YouTube. I don't have like I have 3 followers right now, which are all my friends. Thank you so much. I love you. But I want to see if anything changes at all because I can see how one of the unfair advantages that people have is how they look and how I don't want to say how they present themselves because you can always learn, right? You can always adapt. You can practice. And with practice, you will talk in a certain way. You will position yourself in a certain way. So I think how you present yourself, you can acquire that skill. It is unfair if maybe you don't get the gist of it, but when it comes to looks, like your physical appearance, there's pretty privilege. That is sexy privilege. Like I've noticed, especially with Twitch girls, that they will use a very long cleavage. They will use, how to say, spaghetti straps. They will, I don't want to say expose themselves because thirst traps, again, is their own genre. But I think Twitch creators will be more expressive with their body. No shame to that, but I've noticed that this is a certain trend. Also, there are, I guess, also in not only Twitch, but TikTok and Instagram creators and influencers will be a little bit like that too, but not too much. And YouTube, women that have podcasts will be more focused on their makeup, I guess. Like they will be very meticulous with their face or with anything that is showing in their camera. But yeah, I think I got very curious about it. And this is just what I think. So I can be completely wrong about it. But I wonder, when do they think that they're going to put their makeup on? Because some will be, oh, get ready with me while I do my makeup. And I will do this video, right? But also, there will be a lot of videos where already they have their makeup on. So I wonder, is it because, oh, this is my, you know, my side hustle or my job, so let me do my makeup, let me do this outfit, and let me go and put the camera on. Like as if you're going to work. With remote works, especially when you don't need to turn your camera on necessarily for meetings, people will be a little bit more um not not well put together, but they will be a little bit more free. So I wonder, even for podcasts where you know that people will not necessarily see you, what is what is the motivation of doing your makeup? Of course, you can be doing it just because, or they can be doing it just because they like it. Like I want to experiment with my makeup as well. I was deprived from it. I started very late with makeup, and also the makeups which were in the trends back in the early 2000s and early 2010s. It was very full on heavy makeup, and I cannot deal with that. I think a little bit something that is very soft is better for me. Even in the eye area, I cannot do too much because it will start like feeling very heavy, and it's almost a sleeping effect that I have when it comes to doing eye makeup or wearing like full face foundation type of thing. Anyway, I wonder what is the trigger for women to put themselves in a certain way presentable when it comes to doing these videos. Of course, I don't want to come here and be completely out of place. Um, and I also don't want to see this as a job, like a job where I have to be super extra. I do want to experiment with, again, as how I said earlier, with makeup itself, but I want to be able to just click and clack and start talking. So I will not every day, I will have, like, for example, as today, some sort of makeup on. And I wonder, will this hinder my visibility? Has this hinder my visibility? Because my peers, my female peers have, in a certain degree have done makeup and have done their hair in a certain way. And I wonder, were my skills not enough in certain occasions? Or was my appearance not enough? Have you ever thought about that? That you were judged as a designer or as an engineer in a certain way just because of your appearance? Let me know. I'm interested about it. Also, if you're a woman in R&D or in DE, product development, I want to know your thoughts. Do you have a specific mindset for like your makeup or whatnot? Like the reason I got so interested about it is it's not only because of the pattern recognition that I had while doing this little research, but also because a few years ago, I remember that a neurodivergent content creator who is in a corporate space, she said, "Are you neurodivergent? Do you need people to treat you differently? Do this kind of makeup." And it kind of made me think, oh, are people treating me different because of the way I look? Like, usually I will think, oh, it's because of the way I speak, because we neurodivergents really have like a neurodivergent accent or a pattern in which we speak that people usually treat us differently for. But and I know I'm not naive. I know that people with certain appearances get treated differently. So, like last year, oh, not last year, like in between 2024 and 2026, I was really questioning myself, do I need to look corporate ready to be given like a leadership position? Do I have to be corporate ready? Like, you know what I mean? A certain kind of look, using slacks, using shirt, doing my makeup, doing my wing liner, like all the other corporate girlies. Do I need to look a certain way? And I was battling myself a lot about it. I think it was triggering old wounds as well as, well, I wasn't feeling good about myself actually. So my self-confidence started to go down and down and down. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, maybe I don't look like this, and this is why people don't treat me the way I think I should be treated by now, especially in the corporate space. But to be honest, and now that I have made this decision of, exploring my creativity and just being more myself, I think being our true selves is the way to go. Of course, not everybody needs to see your true self. Not everybody, or even in certain situations, those situations do not deserve your true self. But definitely, I think it's better for me to explore what is my look. How do I look like? How is it that I want to present myself coming forward? And I do want to experiment with makeup. And while experimenting with makeup, I wonder, will my videos, will my, if you are seeing my video, would me presenting a certain face for you, would that make the algorithm treat me differently? Will you treat me differently? It's interesting questions that I have in my mind. So yeah, I will try my best to find out what are my unfair advantages, or what are the unfair advantages of other people. And yes, I really recommend that book. If you have never read the book Unfair Advantages by Hassan Kuba, I hope I N. Oh, Ash Ali and Hassan Kuba. So I hope I am pronouncing those words like not words. Oh my God, those names correctly. I'm so sorry. It's just that, sometimes my head, I will be thinking too fast, or like I'm saying all the words mungled together. So sometimes I talk like trash. Not my intention at all, but I mumble my words too much. But I will get better at it. I know I will. Anywho, it's been 26 minutes by now. I hope you have enjoyed this little growth vine. I will keep experimenting, and I want to hear your thoughts, really, to the 3 friends I have right now following my Substack. Please do like, share it, and comment. Any type of comment is like fair as it is, positive and recreative, not like something very mean. Please leave that to yourself. Anywho, thank you so much for listening in. I hope this podcast has made you more productive in washing the dishes. See you soon. Bye bye.